이제 오늘 시상식의 주인공을 만나볼 순서입니다. 제6회 선학평화상 설립자 특별상을 수상하신 굿럭 조나단 전 나이지리아 대통령과 사무엘 하데베 선지자 여러분께 소개해드리겠습니다.
Now we would like to officially welcome the main honorees of today's award ceremony. Please give a warm welcome to His Excellency Goodluck Jonathan, a former president of Nigeria, and Prophet Samuel Hadebe, recipients of the Special Founders Award of the 6th Sunhak Peace Prize.
여러분 큰 박수로 환영해 주십시오.
Distinguished guests, please welcome them with a warm and generous round of applause.
두 분께서는 선학평화상의 설립자이신 한학자 총재의 평화 비전인 전 인류 한 가족의 이상을 실현하는 데 크게 헌신하신 공로를 인정받아 오늘 설립자 특별상의 주인공이 되셨습니다.
The two laureates have been recognized for their outstanding contributions in realizing the vision of peace of the prize's founder, Dr. Hakja Han-moon, one family under God.
이제 이어서 제6회 선학평화상 수상자들의 입장이 있겠습니다.
Now we will have the entrance of the laureates of the 6th Sunhak Peace Prize.
완지라 마타이님, 휴 에반스님, 그리고 패트릭 아우아님을 환영합니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Wanjira Mathai, Mr. Hugh Evans, and Mr. Patrick Awuah.
세 분은 평화를 위한 혁신을 통해 더 나은 세상을 만드는 데 탁월한 업적을 이루어내셨기에 오늘 제6회 선학평화상의 영광의 주인공이 되셨습니다.
These three individuals have achieved remarkable accomplishments in building a better world through innovative solutions for peace, and thus share the honor of receiving the 2025 Sunhak Peace Prize today.
네, 제6회 선학평화상에 빛나는 세 분의 주인공 완지라 마타이님, 휴 에반스님, 그리고 패트릭 아우아님 이제 무대로 등단하셨습니다. 여러분 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please join us in giving a big round of applause to the laureates of the 2025 Sunhak Peace Prize.
네, 환영합니다. 이제 모두 자리에 앉아 주십시오.
Now, everybody, you can take your seats.
네, 이번 순서는 선학평화상 위원회 토마스 월식 공동위원장의 환영사를 듣는 시간입니다.
And next, we will have a welcoming address from Dr. Thomas Walsh, co-chair of the Sunhak Peace Prize Committee.
여러분 큰 박수로 맞아 주십시오.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Walsh with a big round of applause.
What a great honor to be here. Dr. Hakja Han-moon, respected Sunhak Peace Prize laureates, excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Sunhak Peace Prize Committee, it's my distinct honor and privilege to welcome you to the 2025 Sunhak Peace Prize Award ceremony. Today, we will recognize several truly remarkable individuals who have devoted their lives to planting seeds of peace all across the world. I'd like to acknowledge, in addition, members of Dr. Hakja Han-moon's family who may be with us this morning, if they would just rise and be acknowledged by the audience. Thank you for being here today. I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of past recipients of the Sunhak Peace Prize that includes Bishop Munib Yunan, His Excellency Dr. Macky Sall of Senegal, and Dr. Sakina Yacoubi, as well as, thank you, the former recipient of the Founders Award, His Excellency, former Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. I thank also the Sunhak Peace Prize Committee. It's my honor to serve as co-chair with Chairman Barroso, Dr. Charles Yang, Professor Yona Moon, Speaker Newt Gingrich, Honorable Dan Burton, and Mr. Thomas McDivitt. If you just give your appreciation to the hard work of this great committee. Our MC has done a good deal of the work of acknowledging the many former current heads of state, speakers of parliaments, religious leaders, and others who are here. Thank you for being here and honoring us with your presence today. As we know, peace does not become a reality automatically. It doesn't emerge naturally like a sunrise. It comes into being, like any great work, on the foundation of the investment of time, energy, creativity, guided by a moral and spiritual vision, and requiring courage, resolve, conviction. Such work for peace will be on display throughout today's program. The Sunhak Peace Prize was founded 10 years ago based on the remarkable vision and leadership of Dr. Hak Jahan Moon and appreciation for the great work of her late husband, Reverend Sun Myung Moon. The principle that guides the Sunhak Peace Prize is that lasting peace can only be achieved when we transcend barriers that divide us and learn to respect each person's God-given dignity and value as a son or daughter of God. The peace innovators we honor today are truly remarkable individuals who exemplify the ideals, principles, and practices affirmed by the Sunhak Peace Prize. These laureates are not bystanders in the arena of history. Their life stories are testimonies to what is possible when vision, conviction, compassion, conscience converge and give rise to action. In conclusion, I hope today's program will be an inspiration to each one of you. I pray it will inspire each one of us to live lives that make this world better for future generations. And let us remember that peace begins with the work of each one of us. Thank you for your kind attention, and I look forward to enjoying with you and being inspired by this wonderful award ceremony 2025. Thank you.
말씀 잘 들었습니다. 토마스 월시 공동위원장의 환영사였습니다.
Thank you very much, Dr. Walsh, for such a welcoming, kind words of address.
다음은 국제사회의 지속가능한 평화 구축에 힘써오신 두 분을 모시고 축사를 듣겠습니다.
Next, we'll hear congratulatory remarks from two of our distinguished guests who have dedicated themselves to building sustainable peace in the international community.
먼저 제8대 유엔 사무총장을 역임하셨고 2020년 선악평화상 설립자 특별상의 수상자로서 세계 평화와 협력의 상징이신 반기문 총장님을 만나보겠습니다.
First, we invite to the stage His Excellency Ban Ki-moon, the 8th Secretary General of the United Nations and recipient of the 2020 Sunhak Peace Prize Special Founders Award, which stands as a global symbol of peace and cooperation.
박수로 맞아주십시오.
Please join us once again with a warm round of applause.
존경하는 한학자 총장님, 내외 귀빈 여러분, 그리고 제6회 선악 평화상 수상자 여러분, 그리고 President Macky Sall of Senegal, 평화와 희망을 품고서 이 자리에 함께 하고 계시는 모든 분들께 깊은 감사와 존경의 인사를 표합니다. 2020년 선악평화상 설립자 특별상 수상자인 제가 오늘 이 영광스러운 자리에서 여러분들에게 진심 어린 축하와 격려의 말씀을 드리는 것을 매우 반갑고 기쁘게 생각합니다. 선악평화상은 올해로 창립 10주년이라는 뜻깊은 계기를 맞이했습니다. 이 상은 인류의 평화와 번영을 위해서 묵묵히 헌신해온 숨은 영웅들을 발굴하여 그 숭고한 이야기를 널리 알리기 위해 제정된 것입니다. 특히 올해 수상하시는 5분들의 업적은 매우 중요하고도 뜻깊습니다. 완지라 마타이 그린벨트 운동 이사장님은 아프리카의 토지 복원을 통해서 지속 가능한 환경을 구축하는 데 기여하셨습니다. 휴 에반스 글로벌 시리즌 대표님은 빈곤과 불평등 해소를 위한 글로벌 캠페인을 통해서 변화를 이끌어내셨습니다. 그리고 패트릭 아우암 가나 RCC 대학 총장님은 윤리적 리더십과 첨단 IT 교육을 통해서 아프리카 청년들에게 새로운 미래의 문을 열어주셨습니다. 또한 설립자 특별 공로상을 수상하시는 굿럭 조나탄 전 나이지리아 대통령님은 아프리카 민주주의 발전에 크게 기여하셨습니다. 사무엘 하데베 라데베 선지자님은 종교적 화합과 영적 운동을 통해서 인류 공동체의 평화를 증진하고 계십니다. 오늘 수상하시는 모든 분들의 헌신적인 삶은 세계 시민 정신의 생생한 모범 사례입니다. 제가 유엔 사무총장 근무하면서 늘 강조한 것이 글로벌 시리즌십을 가져야 된다. 이런 걸 강조를 했습니다. 그런 의미에서 지난 10년 동안 의인들을 발굴하여 격려해 주시고 국제적으로 연대시켜 주신 설립자 한학자 총장님의 높은 식견과 통찰력에 대해서 진심으로 감사의 말씀을 드립니다. 한 총장님께서는 인류 한가족 평화세계 실현을 공고히 하기 위해서 선학 평화상을 설립하셨습니다. 특히 이 상은 한 총장님께서 수많은 도전과 어려움을 극복하시면서 국가와 인종, 종교와 문화를 초월하여 인류의 항구적 평화와 복지, 번영을 위해서 2013년에 소중한 결정을 내려주신 덕분에 설립될 수 있었습니다. 평생을 오직 참사랑의 정신으로 일관하시며 세계 인류 앞에서 평화의 어머니로 살아오신 한 총재님께서는 지금의 우리는 물론 미래 세대 모두에게 매우 존귀한 사표가 되실 것입니다. 6번째 시상식을 맞이한 뜻깊은 오늘 선학 평화상을 제정하신 한학자 총장님께 거듭 깊은 감사의 말씀을 드리며 우리 모두가 지속 가능한 미래를 위해서 더욱 공헌하는 삶을 살 것임을 다짐하는 시간이 되기를 바랍니다. 영예로운 수상자 여러분에게 재차 따뜻한 축하 인사를 드립니다. 여러분들이 걸어가시는 길이 더 많은 세계 시민들에게 귀감이 되고 용기를 북돋아 주기를 소망합니다. 보다 나은 미래와 지속 가능한 내일을 향해서 우리 함께 나아가기를 바랍니다. 감사합니다.
말씀 잘 들었습니다. 반기문 제8대 유엔 사무총장의 축사를 청해 들었습니다.
Thank you very much for your profound insights and words of encouragement, Secretary General Pan.
이어서 만나볼 분은 아프리카 대륙의 통합과 굿 거버넌스 실현에 헌신해 오신 마키살 전 세네갈 대통령이신데요. 대통령께서는 제4회 선악 평화상의 수상자십니다.
Next, we will hear congratulatory remarks from another distinguished guest, His Excellency Macky Sall, former President of Senegal, who has dedicated himself to the integration of the African continent and the realization of good governance.
박수로 맞아주십시오.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him with a generous round of applause.
Thank you very much. Holy Mother, Holy Mother Hak Ja Han Moon, founder of the Sunhak Peace Prize Foundation, Excellencies, Head of States, and former Head of States, Premier Ministers, and Honorable Presidents of Parliaments, dear Laureates, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. I am very delighted to take the floor at this Sunhak Peace Prize Award ceremony. It is an honor and a duty of gratitude as the laureate of the 4th edition of the prize. My obligations at the time did not allow me to attend the ceremony. I therefore felt it was a duty to be with you for this summit. I pay tribute to late Reverend Sunhak Moon, the visionary behind the Universal Peace Federation, and I salute with respect the Honorable Mother Han Moon, who continues to serve the ideal of peace and human fraternity with generosity and commitment. I also extend my greetings and thanks to the members of the organizing committee for their dedication to UPF. In a world exhausted by war, violence in all its terms, climate crisis, and persistent inequalities, working together, working towards the ideal of peace and human fraternity is an act of faith, goodwill, courage, and patience. This is what the 2025 Sunhak Prize laureate have demonstrated. Congratulations to you, Ms. Wanjira Mathai, Mr. Hugh Evans, Dr. Patrick Awuah, and the recipients for the Founders Special Prize, my brother and friend, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and His Eminence Samuel Hadebe. Thank you, and one give of applause.
말씀 잘 들었습니다. 마키살 전 세네갈
Dear friends, I just finished. In those challenging times, honoring those who strive for peace, development, and human dignity is more than a symbolic act. It is a moral imperative that is precisely why we stand together here today. This prize not only recognizes the achievement of the laureates, but also serves as an encouragement for all of us to continue this work as the quest for peace and human fraternity requires a renewed commitment every day. Together, we will succeed. Thank you for your kind attention.
네, 고맙습니다. 마키살 전 세네갈 대통령의 축하의 말씀을 청해 들었습니다.
Thank you very much. We deeply appreciate your meaningful and inspiring words.
이어서 시상이 진행되겠습니다. 수상자의 평화 업적을 담은 영상을 보시고 메달과 상패 수여 그리고 연설을 듣는 순서로 진행하겠습니다.
We'll soon now proceed with the awarding ceremony, following a video presentation highlighting each laureate's contributions to peace, and we will present the medal and award plaque, followed by the laureate's acceptance speech.
자, 그럼 먼저 수상자인 완지라 마타이님의 환경 복원의 여정을 만나보시겠습니다.
First, we will now watch a video that captures the journey of environmental restoration led by Ms. Wanjira Mathai, Laureate of the 2025 Sunhak Peace Prize.
Every year, land the size of Egypt disappears from our planet. This impacts nearly half the people on Earth, over 3.2 billion lives. But one woman bravely stepped forward to face this crisis. Her name is Wanjira Mathai. Wanjira grew up surrounded by Kenya's magnificent natural beauty. Alongside her mother, she planted trees, learning firsthand the miraculous power nature holds to nurture and sustain life. Her mother was Wanjira Mathai, the first African woman to receive the Nobel Peace Prize, a global symbol of environmental conservation. Carrying forward her mother's legacy, Wanjira became the director of the Green Belt Movement in 2012. Planting tens of millions of trees and revitalizing communities across Africa.
All on a continent where we know 60% of soils are degraded. And there is hope.
Women were the ones who were feeling the pressures of environmental degradation. They were not able to have food, nutritious food for their children. They couldn't find fuel. They had to walk further and further away. And of course they had to walk further and further away to find water. Very quickly, for these women who are the custodians of energy and food in their homes, they felt the most pressure to do something about it. And I think that their response to a movement like the Green Belt movement was, for me, a fantastic intersection of how you could see women's rights and the environment coming together so beautifully.
Mathina maria twacemanagia namo ri kwari na ng'aragu tondu wona mbura ndĩauraga tondu gũtarĩ na mĩtĩ mbura nĩ yagaga kuura ũguo kwari na ng'aragu kwari na thĩna wa ngũ ona ciana itiathomaga tondu tutionaga kĩndũ gĩa gũthomithia nakĩo tondu irio itirakĩgĩa okorwo nĩ riũa rĩara ũmenye mathĩna mothe okorwo mbura yaura ĩgakua tĩri wothe ũnoru wothe kana thumu ũrĩa ũkoragwo kũu igũrũ wothe ũgathiĩ.
The conflicts we are seeing today around the world, a lot of them are conflicts of resources. And those resources, a lot of them have to do with the environment. So the degradation of the environment was always a part of, or a pathway to conflict. And therefore the restoration of the environment should be seen as an act of peace and an act of peace building.
Planting trees is about far more than creating forests. It means ending hunger, creating jobs, uniting communities, and preventing conflicts. It is a precious path toward peace. In 2019, Wanjira became vice president of the World Resources Institute, bringing global attention to the critical importance of land restoration.
Well, deforestation is devastating. It is essentially denuding the land. And the most immediate is the pollution of water. You have a lot of sediment, soil going into the water. And that's not even the worst. The worst is really that they lose the most precious soil for food production.
And today she leads the AFR 100 initiative, a bold commitment to restore 100 million hectares of degraded land in Africa by 2030.
the restoration movement may be the single most important movement in cushioning us, especially as Africans, against the worst impacts of climate change.
Wanjira Mathai is one of the great environmental heroes of our time.
Restoring land is healing the past and designing the future.
The tree we plant today will become tomorrow's forest. It will provide the breath of life for future generations. For the future of our planet, she continues planting life and growing peace. The Sunhak Peace Prize.
시상은 토머스 월십 위원장님께서 진행해 주시겠습니다. 완지라 마타이님 무대 중앙으로 나와 주십시오.
Now we'll proceed with the presentation of the medal and award plaque. We now invite Ms. Wanjira Mathai to the stage.
이제 메달과 상패를 수여할 텐데요. 지금 수여되는 메달은 세계 평화의 가치를 담아 한국조폐공사에서 특별하게 제작됐습니다.
The medal being presented today was specially crafted by the Korea Minting and Security Printing Corporation to embody the values of world peace.
여러분 다시 한번 큰 축하의 박수를 부탁드리겠습니다.
Our distinguished guests, please give a warm round of applause in celebration.
다시 한번 축하의 말씀드리면서 이제 수상 연설을 청해 듣겠습니다.
Now please join us in welcoming Ms. Wanjira Mathai with a warm round of applause as she delivers her acceptance speech.
Wow, what an amazing privilege. Thank you so much to the Sunhak Prize Committee, the board, the founder, distinguished guests, esteemed friends, colleagues. What a profound privilege it is for me to stand here today accepting this award and joining the remarkable family of Sunhak Prize Laureates. This moment really fills me with deep gratitude and humility to be recognized by a prize that's dedicated to resolving worldwide suffering, conflict, poverty, and environmental threats, and that is guided by a mission rooted in sustainability, conflict resolution, and ecological conservation. Kamsamida. To the Sunhak Prize Committee, thank you so much for seeing the value of our work and for this extraordinary honor. Chairman Ban Ki-moon, your tireless leadership at the helm of the UN and your unyielding commitment to peace and adaptation have inspired so many people, including myself. And it's an honor really to stand beside you. My late mother, as you'll remember, Wangari Mathai, was deeply proud to serve as one of your UN messengers of peace since her appointment in 2009. And that bond continues to shape the legacy that we carry forward. President Macky Sall, thank you so much for your kind words and your support and your encouragement always. Your leadership in Africa remains a shining star for all of us. I'm so delighted to share this special moment as well with one of my daughters, Elsa, who is here. Her love and enthusiasm, along with her sister Ruth and my husband Lars, have always been the steadfast cheerleaders. Thank you, Elsa, for being here and for your sacrifice and patience always. At moments like this, words really do feel insufficient as you express the depth of gratitude. It's moments like this that we are reminded that we stand on the shoulders of giants, those who have paved the way for us, who have faced adversity with courage, and who have proved that lasting change is possible. My greatest inspiration, as you saw, has always been my mother, her belief that the most meaningful work is the work that benefits others. She instilled in me and my siblings the principle that true satisfaction will always come from service to others. a lesson that guides me today. And today, as the Managing Director for Africa and Global Partnerships at the World Resources Institute, and also as the chair of the Wangari Mathai Foundation and a full member of the Greenbelt Movement, I wake up every single day empowered and driven by a mission to catalyze inclusive transformation for people and for our dear planet. From championing global movements for nature's protection and restoration to supporting restoration in Kenya's landscapes and empowering young Africans to lead with purpose and courage, our work represents hope and resilience that we're building for generations to come. At the World Resources Institute, we focus our work on a just transition, transforming national economies in ways that align with nature, that align with people's prosperity, and that are good for the planet. Ensured that that prosperity is shared, deep, and lasting. So to be recognized with the Sunhak Peace Prize during such turbulent times, particularly for my region in Africa and my country in Kenya, that faces such vulnerability, is an incredible, incredible honor. The vision set forth by Reverend and Dr. Moon of a peace built through collaboration and service and upliftment of the most vulnerable resonates very deeply for me. And it reminds us, all of us, that humanity is bound by our shared responsibility for one another, where every single person, every family and nation plays a role. And despite the significant headwinds we face of recent political and environmental challenges, the economic and scientific case for the climate and development goals remains unequivocal. For Africa, where countries lose up to 5% of their GDP responding to climate extremes, and the governments direct up to 9% of their budgets to address these crises, the need for urgent. We calibrate, all of us as nations, and build a united community and prioritize lasting resilience, self-reliance, and sustainable innovations. Friends, South Korea offers an inspiring example, having achieved transformative economic growth and innovation through bold investments in youth leadership and inclusive development. As a matter of fact, in the 1970s, Kenya and South Korea shared a similar development trajectory. Today, South Korea stands as an Asian tiger, proof that intentional strategy and commitment can lead to extraordinary progress. Africa's green competitive advantage today, with the youngest and fastest growing workforce, abundant renewable energy resources, and an abundance of critical minerals, positions us as a vital player on the global stage. And this moment calls for an inclusive transformation where Africa must package and market its green competitive advantage, turning it into green promise. It's time, indeed, for Africa to rise and redefine this narrative and focus on creating value. So I dedicate this award today to Africa's young people, Africa's youth, who remind me every single day that we will do it. We will build a future that reflects the greatness of Africa, rooted indeed in accountability, resilience, and courage. And I thank you for this incredible honor. Kamsamida.
네, 말씀 잘 들었습니다. 완지라 마타이님의 수상 연설이었습니다.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mathai, for such an inspiring speech.
이어서 두 번째 수상자인 휴 에반스님의 여정을 담은 영상을 준비했습니다.
Next, it is time to meet our second laureate, Mr. Hugh Evans. Let us now watch a video that follows his inspiring journey.
Can one person's small action truly change the world? When millions unite their hearts, the world inevitably changes. Hugh Evans and global citizens are proof of this.
I have an unwavering faith in the power of individuals. When small actions come together, they can create unimaginable change.
At age 13, Hugh Evans witnessed firsthand the harsh reality of poverty and injustice in the Philippines.
It was an entire community built on top of a rubbish dump, where the whole community revolved around scavenging.
In that moment, he made a promise to end poverty in this world. His goal was simple yet profound: to eradicate extreme poverty and create a fair world for everyone. At 25, Hugh Evans founded Global Citizen, a platform enabling people around the globe to join forces against poverty.
For me, a global citizen is someone who self-identifies not as a member of a state or a tribe or a nation, but as a member of the human race, and someone who's prepared to act on that belief to tackle our world's greatest challenges.
But taking action isn't always easy. So, Hugh Evans started thinking about how to make doing good as fun and engaging as playing a game.
What we did in the early days of Global Citizen is we gamified action taking. You download the Global Citizen app and you start taking action. All of your actions earn you points, and you can use those points to come to the Global Citizen Festival for free, because we don't want your money, we want your actions.
One click, one message, one simple action, each became a powerful starting point for change. The world's leading musicians have joined this movement, united by the dream of a better world. BTS, Beyonce, Coldplay and Ed Sheeran, Stevie Wonder, along with countless global artists. They have created a beautiful harmony of music and compassionate action.
The more work I did in South Africa and all around the world, I came to see that so many of the causes of poverty are policy failures. It's not caused because poverty is a natural state of things. No, it's not. It's caused when you do not provide people with the preconditions to lift themselves out of poverty. But so often there are policy failures that lead and push people into poverty.
Right now, somewhere in our world, the cycle of poverty continues. To end this cycle, millions of global citizens raise their voices together, and their collective voice move governments and the international community to action. And when policies shift, the world transforms.
We want your actions. We want citizens to take action en masse in unison, because that is what has enabled us to call on world leaders to come on our stage. We've had, everyone from Michelle Obama through to President Biden through to Narendra Modi of India, all kinds of heads of state and Fortune 100 CEOs on our stage. We're not just raising funds, we're reshaping the very structures of society, the actions of individuals that have made this possible.
Hugh Evans deeply believes in the power of young people. He has created the world's most influential platform dedicated to ending poverty. Today, millions of young people around the globe are taking action, shaping a better future for us all.
We're not alone. Together we can change the world.
The Sunhak Peace Prize.
이제 휴 에반스님께 메달과 상패를 수여하겠습니다.
We will now proceed with the presentation of the medal and award plaque.
네, 역시 토마스 월시 위원장님께서 시상하시겠습니다.
Now please welcome Mr. Hugh Evans as well as Dr. Thomas Walsh.
빈곤과 불평등이 없는 세상을 꿈꾸면서 글로벌 연대의 길을 개척해온 공로를 인정받아 오늘 이 영광스러운 자리를 함께합니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause in celebration.
다시 한번 축하의 말씀드립니다. 이제 휴 에반스님의 수상 연설을 청해 듣겠습니다.
Now, let us listen to the acceptance speech of Mr. Hugh Evans, who has pioneered the path of global solidarity in pursuit of a world free from poverty and inequality.
Gamsa Hamnida, Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, thank you for this incredible honor. I want to acknowledge the Sunhak Peace Prize Committee, Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, His Excellency Macky Sall. I also want to acknowledge His Excellency Goodluck Jonathan, fellow laureates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I accept the Sunhak Peace Prize with enormous gratitude, and I accept it on behalf of our team at Global Citizen, our partners and the artist and advocacy communities who selflessly help make all of our work possible. At the beginning of my career, I had the opportunity to live and work in KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. It was a period of renewed optimism following Nelson Mandela's leadership in the 1990s, but it was also a period of great despair at the epicenter of the HIV/AIDS pandemic, leading to a massive inequality and a generation of children orphaned by the pandemic. And while I've been passionate about ending extreme poverty all of my life, the founding principles of Global Citizen were inspired by the words of the late Nelson Mandela, who said in one of his final speeches in Trafalgar Square in 2005, he said that overcoming poverty is not a gesture of charity, but an act of justice. He said, like slavery and apartheid, poverty is not natural. It is man-made and can be overcome and eradicated by the actions of human beings. Mandela's vision has remained the North Star for me throughout my life, inspiring so much of Global Citizen's mission and my work. I believe that succeeding on critical issues like a sustainable climate and giving every child access to a quality education, much like achieving lasting peace, demands an unwavering commitment to justice. A collaborative effort that doesn't stop with promises made, but ensures that world leaders turn these commitments into real, measurable action. The movement that we've built at Global Citizen is testament that anyone can drive significant impact and create meaningful change on the planet and for the most vulnerable people. And having seen firsthand in South Africa and the Philippines the systemic issues that keep people trapped in poverty, I teamed up with a group of friends when I was at university to launch our first ever campaign ahead of the G20 leaders coming to Australia. We created a rallying cry for the world's most marginalized, a concert, Make Poverty History, headlined by Bono and Pearl Jam. And to our amazement, the Australian government heard our collective voices, and they agreed to double investment into international development, an additional $6.2 billion to help end extreme poverty. Following that campaign, we had the opportunity to bring our advocacy model to New York City, and we've used our platform in Central Park for over a decade to campaign on some of the most important issues of our time. But today, our reach goes far beyond our annual festival on the Great Lawn of Central Park in New York City. At the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Global Citizen brought Coldplay and Jay-Z to Mumbai, India, for one of the biggest concerts the country has ever seen, gathering 150,000 people in support of their Clean India campaign. To celebrate Nelson Mandela's centenary, we convened a spectacular campaign in Johannesburg, headlined by Beyonce, Ed Sheeran, Eddie Vedder, Pharrell Williams, Chris Martin, and Usher. And this event, most importantly, galvanized hundreds of thousands of global citizens to take action, inviting President Cyril Ramaphosa to commit $129 million towards menstrual health hygiene programs, enabling millions of girls access to quality education. And when the world shut down with the COVID-19 pandemic, Global Citizen campaigned and produced One World Together at Home. It was the only broadcast during the lockdown to be shown in Russia, China, and the United States simultaneously. It aired on every major US network, broke 2 Guinness World Records, and was seen in over 400 million homes around the world. It was a global moment that raised $127 million for first responders in one night. And through partnership and collaboration, we have built the world's largest movement of action takers, impacting billions of lives by defeating poverty. And over the last decade, we've mobilized and distributed $49 billion, improving the lives of 1.3 billion people worldwide. Our organization empowers individuals to take action, to tackle the world's greatest challenges, so that global citizens, where they are born, have the basic tools to succeed. We believe that development is the only way to enshrine a lasting peace. But peace is not just the absence of violence or conflict. Peace is freedom and dignity, and I believe it is something that only comes about through true global citizenship. During challenging geopolitical times, we see up close the dangers of parochialism and isolationism. Look what happens when we ignore humanitarian crisis or when we turn a blind eye to climate change. Leaders who do so at their own peril and that of global stability. These are all ultimately man-made global issues, and as such, they can ultimately only be solved by global citizens demanding global solutions from their leaders. I'd like to commend and acknowledge the work of my fellow Sunhak Laureates, Dr. Mathai, Dr. Awuah. It's a great honor to be recognized alongside you today. As Nelson Mandela said, we must never forget that that which is man-made can be overcome by the collective actions of humanity. Global Citizen is humbled by this recognition of our work to achieve this mission. Thank you sincerely.
휴 에반스님의 수상 연설을 청해 들었습니다.
Thank you very much, Mr. Evans, for such an amazing speech.
이어서 패트릭 아워님의 여정을 영상으로 준비했습니다.
Next, it is time to meet Mr. Patrick Awuah, and first, let us watch a video showcasing his incredible journey.
Africa is young, vibrant, and full of potential. Yet, turning these possibilities into reality called for extraordinary courage. One man chose to leave his comfortable life behind. On this uncharted path stood Patrick Awuah.
Education is the most powerful tool we can use to change the world.
After achieving success in Silicon Valley, following his studies in the United States, Patrick Awuah returned to his home country, Ghana, with one clear dream.
I was quite young. I was, I think, 35 years old or something like this. And I was saying, I'm going to go build a university in my home country of Ghana.
Africa's challenges stem from a lack of true leadership.
I was worried about the risk of failure. And there was also, I think, a big responsibility when you say you're going to start a school. It means that students are going to put their futures in your hands. This is a very big responsibility.
Patrick deeply believed it was essential and possible to nurture ethical leaders, even within corruption.
I do think it's not only possible to create ethical leaders in a corrupt society, it is absolutely necessary to cultivate ethical leaders in a corrupt society, because it's the only way you're going to come out of it.
Driven by this conviction, Patrick gave up everything for change, taking a path few would dare to tread. In 2002, Patrick first encountered a barren, empty land.
Because getting started without all the funding in place, which then you have a big risk of, what if the funding doesn't come, the thing collapses, was too difficult and too stressful. But today, I also feel like if we hadn't started, we wouldn't have had all the funding in place. We have students from about 30 countries here on campus at the moment. And it's just really wonderful to have students from all over the continent, and a few students actually from outside Africa who are here living and learning in this space.
Today, this place has become the heart of Africa, nurturing ethical leaders and innovative minds.
Across the world, I think the balance between ethical leadership and exposure to an entrepreneurship ecosystem is something that really sets HSE apart as a university.
Patrick Awuah's dream went beyond education to raising future leaders who would illuminate the world with innovation and compassion.
And whatever we do, you think about the human mind, right? So there's a part of what we learn which is about the intellect, and there's a part of what we learn which is about morality, right? It's actually what differentiates us from, other species on Earth, is that we have incredible intellect and we have a sense of right and wrong. And both of these can be nurtured through education.
Today, over 2,000 graduates nurtured by his vision are writing stories of hope across Africa.
If we change the mindset of our leaders, we can change our continent. When you drive around Ghana, you see people are hawking in the streets, people are carrying loads in the market. Some of them are here, and they're doing very well. They've left here, they've started schools, they've started businesses, employed other people, and that's one of the things that I am most proud of.
A small seed, planted by one person's courage, now illuminates the future of an entire continent.
50 years from now, I would want to see an educational system in Africa where first of all, everybody gets an education at the highest levels, where everybody is learning how to make society better.
Ethical leadership, transforming a continent. The Sunhak Peace Prize.
이제 패트릭 아우아님께 메달과 상패를 수여하겠습니다.
Please welcome Mr. Patrick Awuah to the stage with a warm round of applause.
교육이야말로 지속 가능한 평화의 출발점임을 다시 한번 깨닫게 됐습니다.
Dr. Thomas Walsh, chair of the Sunhak Peace Prize Committee, is presenting the medal and award plaque to the laureate.
토마스 월시 위원장께서 자랑스러운 메달과 상패를 수여하셨습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, please once again give a warm round of applause and celebration.
다시 한번 축하드립니다. 이제 수상 소감을 청해 듣겠습니다.
Now, let us welcome Mr. Patrick Awuah to deliver his acceptance speech.
Distinguished members of the Sunhak Peace Prize Committee, Your Excellencies, Your Eminences, fellow laureates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm very honored to accept this award on behalf of the Ashesi University community and on behalf of the African youth in whom Africa's future rests. I would like to congratulate the people of South Korea for the economic miracle that you have created. From the 1950s, when Korea was a developing country, to the economic powerhouse we see today. In the 1980s, when I was in college, one of my economics professors described to us the work he did here in the 1960s, assisting with Korea's economic development. He impressed upon us that economic transformation of countries such as Korea was not only a story about the road to prosperity in those countries. Your success in Korea has played a role in the current and future well-being of Asians everywhere in the world. When my first child was born in the 1990s, those discussions about the economic transformation of Korea and what it meant for the dignity of Asians became more present in my mind. At the time, Africa was experiencing major challenges, many still present today, and I worried about what that meant, not only for my children, but for all African children around the world. I wondered how they would see themselves in the world where the continent was presented as a place of unfulfilled promises. And I began to feel a sense of urgency to be part of changing circumstances in Africa, and by extension, the dignity of my children and their peers for the better. And so in my mid-30s, I left my career in the United States to return to Ghana. My wife, Rebecca, who I could not have done this without, and a few friends and colleagues agreed to go on this journey with me. And in 2002, we established Ashesi University, a nonprofit with a bold vision to educate ethical entrepreneurial leaders who will drive innovation, growth, and prosperity across Africa. Ashesi has now become recognized as one of the most forward-thinking higher educational institutions in Africa. Our graduates who are building and contributing to meaningful innovation and solutions are considered some of the best minds on our continent. The university is ranked among Africa's top 10 in terms of impact, and our community continues to thoughtfully engage in work that advances the flourishing of the continent we call home. Our journey, too, is about the future well-being of a people. As I reflect on the vision of the Sunhak Peace Prize, let me share 3 stories from the students I've worked with that demonstrate what we can accomplish when we work together and take time to guide and listen to the next generation. The first story is about a time when students from Ashesi were recruited by an international NGO to assist with conflict mediation in a refugee camp in Ghana. At the time, Ghana hosted refugees who had fled a civil war in Liberia. And it turned out that some of the inhabitants of that camp were former combatants who had carried their disagreements with them to Ghana. Our students quickly learned that mediation was difficult. They did not have training in conflict resolution, and the animosity between the parties seemed intractable. What would you do in this situation. As they pondered what to do, the students noticed that many of the parties involved in this conflict were also engaged in micro-enterprise and needed help managing those businesses and sustaining their livelihoods. So they decided to run business management workshops, and they noticed something interesting. People who were once in conflict now sat next to each other, learning how to run their businesses more effectively. And during the workshops, conflict was put aside, and the attendees focused on their attention on something positive. Everyone benefited, and conflict declined. The second story is about a period from the mid-2006 through the end of 2007, when students of Ashesi University engaged in an intense debate about ownership of a culture of integrity on our campus. A debate that culminated in a decision to adopt an honor system on campus. Under this system, a first in Africa at the time, students pledged to hold themselves individually and collectively responsible for ethical behavior. Our faculty no longer invigilate exams, and students hold each other accountable to mitigate cheating. All our first-year classes since 2008 are required to debate this matter and to decide by 2/3 majority or greater whether they too want to adopt the honor code. And thanks to the culture of integrity and discipline that this system has fostered, Ashesi graduates are now considered among some of the most trustworthy by organizations and teams that recruit and work with them. The third story, my final story, is of a young man who learned about Ashesi University when our students volunteered as teachers in his rural community in northern Ghana. With encouragement from the students, he applied to our institution and was accepted to attend with a full scholarship. Before he came to Ashesi, he had never used a computer. Yet 4 years later, he graduated with a major in computer science, and for his final year research project, he designed and built a machine learning algorithm to diagnose malaria in blood with near perfect accuracy. His goal was to help doctors in communities like his with very little resources to better diagnose and treat malaria. This year, that student earned a PhD in computer science at Dartmouth College and is now pursuing his life passion to develop technology that improves lives and livelihoods in Africa's most vulnerable regions. There are a few lessons that I carry with me from these stories. One is that there is power in shared purpose. Too often, we focus our minds and efforts on the things that separate us, but when we choose to focus instead on the common pursuits, we make progress, like the participants in that refugee camp in Ghana. Second, I have come to learn that once people discover purpose, they're able to act more heroically and achieve breakthroughs that they might have once felt unattainable or improbable. Third, and perhaps most importantly, I've come to better understand the power of giving people the tools and the resources to build and create, and the empowerment that that comes with, and the dignity that that comes with. Each of the three stories I brought here today is about the importance of work that elevates the human spirit, about patience, persistence, and courage. But also, each story is about the opportunity that lies in helping young people understand the true meaning of good leadership, which is to live in service of others. I turned 60 a week ago, and my colleagues at Ashesi University came together to join me in celebration. Listening to the many reflections of students, alumni, board members, and my colleagues about what Ashesi meant to them, I felt such a wonderful sense of peace, accomplishment, and gratitude to have spent the last 2.5 decades on this path. I feel a close bond with all those who have come together to build a university that will enable the dignity of hundreds of thousands of young Africans in the years to come. If I could go back to my mid-30s, I would make the same choice. What Korea's history, Ashesi's experience, and the spirit of the Sunhak Peace Prize teach us is that investing in youth, education, and leadership, we create a ripple effect, benefiting not just one country or region, but our entire global community. Dr. Hakja Hanmoon, and all of you here today, thank you for your work to promote global peace and well-being. The work before us is enormous, and it will take patience, persistence, and courage to succeed. Every step forward reminds us of how much further we still have to go, but also how achievable our goals are. As Reverend Sun Myung Moon put it, quote, "The way for us to live is to rely on each other's love. We must give until all our selfishness disappears. That is where peace comes from," unquote. Thank you once again for this award. I will hold it dear, and I accept it on behalf of the African youth whose potential shines a light for all of us. Thank you.
말씀 잘 들었습니다.
Thank you very much, Mr. Awuah, for reminding us once again education is truly the starting point of sustainable peace.
이제 위원장님과 수상자 여러분들의 기념 촬영이 있겠습니다.
Now, to commemorate this meaningful occasion, we will now have a photo session with the chair of the committee and the Sunhak Peace Prize laureates. We kindly ask Dr. Thomas Walsh and the 3 laureates to stand in the center of the stage.
네, 오늘의 이 뜻깊은 순간을 기념하기 위해 위원장님과 선악 평화상 영광의 주인공 여러분들의 기념 촬영이 진행되고 있습니다.
Now, please join us with a warm round of applause in witnessing this precious moment together.
자랑스럽고 감동적인 순간입니다.
Now, thank you once again for the laureates' contributions for global solidarity and peace.
자랑스러운 메달과 상패를 들고 함께 촬영에 임한 주인공들입니다.
Thank you very much. The 3 laureates of the 2025 Sunhak Peace Prize. Now, Dr. Thomas Walsh and the 3 laureates may return to their seats.
네, 이상으로 촬영을 마치고 자리로 이동하시겠습니다. 다시 한번 큰 박수로 축하해 주십시오.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give another warm round of applause.
이어서 선악평화상의 설립 10주년을 기념하는 특별한 영상을 준비했습니다.
Next, we'll watch a special video commemorating the 10th anniversary of the Sunhak Peace Prize.
선악평화상은 2015년에 첫 시상식을 개최한 이래 지난 10년 동안 인류 평화를 위해 헌신한 17분의 위대한 숨은 부인들을 발견하고 그 업적을 세계로 알려왔습니다.
Since its inaugural award ceremony in 2015, the Sunhak Peace Prize celebrates its meaningful 10th anniversary this year And over the past decade, the prize has discovered and honored 17 remarkable heroes who have selflessly dedicated their lives to the cause of peace for humanity, sharing their noble achievements with the world.
그 숭고한 여정을 담은 영상을 만나보시겠습니다.
Let us now watch the commemorative video, Peace in Action, 10 years of the Sunhak Peace Prize legacy.
Conflicts and struggles continue all around us. But thanks to those who dedicate themselves to others behind the scenes, hope remains alive. The Sunhak Peace Prize shares their inspiring stories with the world. Their actions do more than bring peace. They spark a culture of hope. In 2014, inspired by the vision of one family under God, the Sunhak Peace Prize was established by Reverend Dr. Sun Myung-moon and Dr. Hak Jahan-moon. The founders devoted their lives to creating a peaceful world where everyone is embraced beyond religion, nation, and race. Sustainable human development. Conflict resolution. And ecological conservation. Carrying forward this noble vision and the values, the prize honors extraordinary individuals who live by the values.
And I do believe it is the moral obligation of all humanity to ensure that all future generations be guaranteed a safe and a secure future.
Don't give up to work for peace based on justice and reconciliation based on forgiveness. That is my goal for the future.
We must have patience and be related to the refugee in every part of the world to they feel comfortable.
And this has also another implication that if you consider the rights to health care as a basic human right that belongs to every human being.
But I do not want Africa to be a museum of poverty. I want Africa to be a land of prosperity.
Our generation's duty is not just to protect the environment, but to pass on hope.
Education is the most powerful tool we can use to change the world.
The changes they create shape our future. There are people who quietly dedicate their lives to others. They bring hope where there is conflict and rebuild a broken world. The Sunhak Peace Prize highlights their incredible journeys and invites everyone to join in. Peace starts with one idea, one action, one voice. What's your voice? The Sunhak Peace Prize.
지난 10년간의 여정을 함께 만나보셨습니다. 이어서 설립자 특별상 시상식을 함께 하겠습니다.
We'll now proceed with the presentation of the Special Founders Award.
주인공이신 굿럭 조나단 대통령, 사무엘 하데베 선지자를 무대로 모시겠습니다.
Please welcome to the stage His Excellency Goodluck Jonathan and Prophet Samuel Hadebe, recipients of the Special Founders Award.
박수로 맞아주십시오.
The laureates are now making their way to the stage. Let's greet them with a warm round of applause.
네, 그럼 먼저 굿럭 조나단 전 나이지리아 대통령의 업적을 만나보시겠습니다.
And now we'll watch a video that highlights His Excellency Goodluck Jonathan's remarkable journey.
When the world is in turmoil, history tests its leaders. Here is a leader who chose democracy instead of power, peace instead of conflict. Nigeria's president, Goodluck Jonathan. In 2015, for the first time in Nigeria's history, power was transferred peacefully through democracy. On that day, President Goodluck Jonathan chose not his own ambition, but the lives of the Nigerian people. At a moment when the fate of a nation hung in the balance, he made the most difficult decision of his life.
Your ambition is not worth the blood of any Nigerian. And we pray to God to give us that wisdom, that mind.
He chose the path of true leadership.
Leadership is not about holding on to power, no. It's about knowing when to step aside for the greater good. A true leader values peace more than power, unity more than ambition.
But his journey for peace did not end there. Even after stepping down from office, he continued his fight, not with weapons, but with dialogue, diplomacy, and determination. Today, humanity is suffering conflicts between nations, religious divides, environmental crises, poverty and hunger. These challenges know no borders.
The world needs a new order of leadership, one that goes beyond politics and focuses on unity, peace, and shared prosperity.
And then, two paths converged, creating an unstoppable force. One was a political leader, the other a spiritual leader. But they shared the same dream. President Goodluck Jonathan is a central figure in the International Summit Council for Peace, founded by Dr. Hak Ja Han-moon, dedicated to creating peace through his inspiring leadership.
Dr. Hak Ja Han-moon's vision of one family under God is not just an idea. It's a roadmap to a peaceful world.
더 이상의 전쟁과 갈등이 없는 평화로운 세계로 가는 길은 우리가 하늘 부모님을 모시고 참 부모의 가르침으로 인류 한 가족이 되는 것입니다.
Peace does not come by chance. President Goodluck Jonathan chose peace. And his path now aligns with the vision of Dr. Hak Ja Han-moon. One family under God. Together, they are building a new world. The Sunhak Peace Prize.
네, 그럼 굿럭 조나단 전 대통령의 뜻깊은 수상 소감을 청해 보겠습니다.
We'll now proceed with the acceptance speech.
박수로 맞아 주십시오.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, give a warm round of applause for welcoming His Excellency Goodluck Jonathan.
Thank you so much. Let me appreciate our Holy Mother, Dr. Hak Han Moon, even though she's not here with us now. The co-chair and members of the Sunhak Peace Prize Committee, thank you for your good work. Distinguished Laureates, former presidents, vice presidents, and world leaders that are here with us. Let me especially appreciate the presence of the former UN Secretary General, my good friend Ban Ki-moon. Thank you very sincerely. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am deeply honored and humbled to be one of the recipients of the 2025 Sunhak Peace Prize Founders Award. I pay my tribute to Father Moon, who initiated this leadership, and extend my heartfelt appreciation to Holy Mother, Dr. Hak Han Moon, who is continuing with the husband's legacy, the co-founder of the Universal Peace Federation, UPF. The Sunhak Peace Prize Foundation, its leadership, and the esteemed selection committee for considering me worthy of such a distinguished recognition. I appreciate you all. Let me sincerely thank Dr. Walsh for his good words, Ban Ki-moon, and my good friend Macky Sall for your kind words. I congratulate others who are being honored today for their worthy contributions to world peace and human development. Listening to you, I'm quite enthralled. I stand here as a son of a rural canoe cover from Nigeria's Niger Delta. To be recognized on this global stage is humbling, but it also reminds us all that no dream is too big and no background too modest when the goal is service and the path is peace. I would like to especially recognize and appreciate my dear wife, Dame Patience Jonathan, whose love, strength, and unwavering support have been a constant source of inspiration to me. This award is not just a personal recognition, but a testament to the collective efforts of those who have worked alongside me to promote peace, democracy, and good governance across Africa. The honor belongs to every Nigerian who believes in the possibility of peace, to every African working for change, and to everyone across the world who dares to choose courage over conflict. I reaffirm my belief that peace is the cornerstone of development, justice, and human dignity. I therefore dedicate whatever financial benefits accruing to this award to my foundation, the Goodluck Jonathan Foundation, to continue its work of promoting peace, democracy, and inclusive development in Africa. Africa and the world at large are at a critical junction. We are faced with persistent conflicts, democratic transitions under threat, and deep socio-economic inequalities. More than ever, must reaffirm our commitment to dialogue, reconciliation, and good governance as the pillars of lasting peace. It is in this spirit that I have continued to work through initiatives such as the Goodluck Jonathan Foundation,
the West African Elders Forum, and the International Summit Council for Peace to support peaceful political transitions and conflict resolutions across the African continent. To be recognized by a platform as prestigious as the Sunhak Peace Prize is both humbling and motivating. This nomination serves as an impetus, not just for me, but for all peace builders across Africa and beyond, reminding us that our efforts are seen, valued, and is making impact. I am blessed that I'm here in Seoul at the official presentation of the award, standing alongside fellow global champions of peace to reaffirm our shared commitment to building a more just, peaceful, and exclusive world. Once again, I extend my profound gratitude for this nomination and for the warm engagement we have had today. I assure you of my continued dedication to the ideals of peace, justice, democracy, and good governance and development. May peace continue to guide our path. I thank you all.
네, 고맙습니다. 자, 이어서 또 한 분의 수상자인 사무엘 하데베 선지자를 영상으로 만나보시겠습니다.
Now, thank you very much for the acceptance speech. And next, we'll turn our attention to the other recipient of the Special Founders Award, Prophet Samuel Hadebe. And let us now watch a video that highlights his inspiring journey.
The world is divided. The United Nations has long sought world peace through a balance of power between nations. But political power alone cannot solve all of humanity's problems. Only when spirituality awakens can lasting peace be achieved. Leading this spiritual light is South Africa's spiritual leader, Prophet Samuel Hadebe. Prophet Samuel Hadebe speaks powerfully about the importance of spirituality. Across Africa, he has journeyed to awaken religious leaders from different faiths to the power of spirituality. Prophet Hadebe says,
the ultimate goal is spiritual restoration. Once people are restored to their spiritual roots, and people begin to live their lives according to spiritual principles, I spiritually guide people so that they can be the best versions of themselves.
The spiritual journey is the path to becoming who we were truly meant to be. And then he met someone. Someone whose vision was greater than his own. Someone walking the path prepared by heaven. That person was Dr. Hak Jahan Moon.
여러분들의 각자 기반을 세계적으로 하나로 묶는 WCLC 창립이야말로 하늘 부모님의 꿈, 인류의 소원을 빠른 시간 안에 이루어드릴 수 있는 축복인 것을 기억하기 바랍니다.
Holy Mother Han is the mother of peace, sent by heaven. Through her, I realize that faith and family are the keys to peace.
Now, through his encounter with Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, he is sharing the importance of spiritual peace with the world.
True peace is achieved when all humanity unites as one family beyond religion.
Prophet Hadebe's mission is now one with the vision of Dr. Hak Jahan Moon. A world where all people lives as one family. A new global order that brings joy to heaven. And now, we walk that path together. The Sunhak Peace Prize.
네, 그럼 이제 사무엘 하데베 선지자의 소감을 청해 듣겠습니다.
Let us now invite Prophet Samuel Hadebe to deliver his acceptance speech.
여러분 박수로 맞아 주십시오.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please give him a warm round of applause.
Holy Mother Han, the glue of humanity. Dr. Charles, Chairman, Dr. Sang, Dr. Walsh, the Moon family, all my fellow recipients, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to extend my warmest greetings to everyone gathered here today. It is truly a profound honor to stand before you as I accept this distinguished award. Receiving recognition for our efforts often catches us off guard. Our work is driven not by the pursuit of accolades, but by deep-seated commitment to fulfilling our life's purposes. I consider myself fortunate to have discovered my purpose, which is rooted in my spiritual journey. The acknowledgement I receive from others is a delightful surprise, a kind of bonus that I deeply appreciate. However, we must remain cautious not to become complacent with these recognitions, as it can be fleeting sometimes. A more permanent reality for those of us who strive to make a positive impact on the world is often facing negativity and criticism from those who seek to undermine our efforts. I am a testament to that reality. Surrounding me are many influential leaders, including respected religious figures who are unfortunately at the forefront of attempting to bring me down. This is a challenge that the founders of the Sunhak Peace Prize, Holy Mother Han, has encountered and is facing as well throughout these years. A classic example is the situation currently in Japan, where a reputable institution, Family Federation, known for its contributions to society, is being forced to close down its doors. Sadly, we often find ourselves in a relentless struggle between the forces of good and evil. Those who strive for goodness frequently find themselves unjustly labeled and confronted with obstacles. Yet, it is during these trials that the teachings of Sunhak Peace Prize laureates resonate deeply. They remind us that the meaningful actions we undertake in our lives will eventually lead to triumph and inspire others to seek change in the world. In closing, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to Holy Mother Han, the Mother of Peace, the glue of humanity, for establishing this remarkable organization that celebrates those who are dedicated to making a meaningful difference in the world. Your commitment to recognizing these individuals inspire us all to strive for positive change. I thank you.
네, 하데베 선지자의 소감을 들었습니다.
Thank you very much for the beautiful speech.
이제 선악 평화상의 설립자이신 한학자 총재께서 시상을 위해 입장하시겠습니다.
Now, the founder of the Sunhak Peace Prize, Dr. Hak Moon, will take the stage to present the Special Founders Award.
여러분 박수로 맞아주십시오.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with a warm round of applause.
한학자 총재는 인류를 한 가족으로 품는 인류 한 가족 비전을 바탕으로 평생을 세계 평화를 위해 헌신해 오셨습니다.
Dr. Hak Moon has devoted her life to the realization of global peace, guided by the vision of one family under God, embracing all humanity as one.
그 평화의 여정은 선악 평화상의 정신과 가치로 이어져 많은 이들에게 희망과 용기를 전하고 있습니다.
Her journey of peace lives on through the spirit and values of the Sunhak Peace Prize, inspiring hope and courage in people around the world.
여러분 다시 한번 큰 박수로 맞아주십시오.
Please welcome Dr. Hak Moon with a warm and heartfelt round of applause.
이제 시상을 진행하겠습니다. 굿럭 조나단 대통령을 무대 중앙으로 모시겠습니다.
We'll now proceed with the presentation of the award. May I invite His Excellency Goodluck Jonathan to the center of the stage.
한학자 총재께서 수상자에게 메달과 상패를 수여하겠습니다.
The medal and plaque are now being presented. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, please offer a big round of congratulatory applause.
설립자 특별상의 주인공께 메달과 상패를 드렸습니다. 이어서 사무엘 하데베 선지자의 시상이 있겠습니다.
Now this time, I would like to invite Prophet Hadebe to the center of the stage to present the Special Founders Award.
설립자께서 메달과 상패를 수여하시겠습니다. 설립자 특별상의 또 한 분의 주인공을 만나봤습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause in celebration.
네, 이제 기념 촬영을 이어가겠습니다.
Now this time, we will come together on stage for a group commemorative photo. So this time, I'd like to invite all the laureates of the Sunhak Peace Prize to come up to the stage. Ms. Wanjira Mathai, Mr. Hugh Evans, and Mr. Patrick Awuah.
이제 모든 수상자와 설립자께서 함께 단체 촬영을 하시겠습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the laureates of the 2025 Sunhak Peace Prize.
선악 평화상 수상자 그리고 설립자 특별상의 주인공들이 함께 촬영을 하고 있습니다. 네.
Thank you very much.
다시 한번 축하드립니다. 자, 이제 선악 평화상의 수상자께서는 자리로 이동해 주시고요. 설립자 특별상의 주인공 두 분과 설립자께서 함께 촬영하시겠습니다.
Now we would like to ask the laureates, 3 laureates of the Sunhak Peace Prize Award to come down to their seats. And this time we will have a commemorative photo session with the awardees of the Special Founders Award with Dr. Hak Moon.
네, 이제 설립자 특별상에 빛나는 주인공 두 분과 설립자께서 기념 촬영을 하고 계십니다.
Once again, let us give them a warm and heartfelt round of applause in honor of their noble vision and lifelong journey for peace.
네, 설립자 특별상에 빛나는 두 분의 주인공 이제 기념 촬영을 함께 했습니다. 다시 한번 축하의 말씀을 드립니다.
Once again, we celebrate this meaningful occasion.
자, 이제 기념 촬영을 마치신 설립자 한학자 총재께서 퇴장하시겠습니다.
Now, Dr. Hakja Hamoon, the founder, will now exit the stage.
여러분 따뜻한 배웅의 박수를 부탁드리겠습니다.
Let us send her off with a warm and heartfelt round of applause.
고맙습니다. 평화를 향한 한 총재님의 숭고한 평화 비전과 여정에 존경의 마음을 표합니다. 네, 이제 오늘의 주인공이 되신 수상자들을 축하하며 평화의 의미를 되새기는 축하 공연을 준비했습니다.
We will now shortly begin, in short moment, we will begin a beautiful celebration performance in honor of the laureates of the 2025 Sunhak Peace Prize. A moment to reflect once more on the true meaning of peace.
오늘의 공연은 세계적인 뮤지컬 배우 마이클 리와 유리아, 코러스 친구들, 그리고 평화를 노래하는 천사들, 리틀 엔젤스 예술단이 함께 꾸미겠습니다.
Today's celebration performance features world-renowned musical theater artists Mr. Michael Lee and Miss Yuria, along with the Little Angels art troupe, the Angels Who Sing for Peace.
먼저 오프닝 공연으로 리틀 엔젤스 예술단이 홀로그램 퍼포먼스와 함께 특별한 무대를 선보이고 이어서 리틀 피스라는 아름다운 평화의 노래를 들려드리겠습니다.
To open the performance, the Little Angels will present a special stage accompanied by a hologram display, followed by a heartfelt rendition of the song A Little Peace.
이후 마이클 리와 유리아가 오늘 수상의 영예를 나누신 5분의 수상자들을 위해서 특별한 헌정 무대를 선사할 예정입니다.
Following that, Mr. Michael Lee and Miss Yuria will deliver a special tribute performance dedicated to the 5 laureates who have received this year's award.
자, 오늘의 무대 기대해 주시고요. 힘찬 박수로 맞아보겠습니다.
Now let us begin this moving and inspiring performance with a round of enthusiastic applause. I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, no one loved you as you were. I learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one loved you as you were. But won't let them bring me down to this. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna come down, I'm gonna send a flood on the drums tonight. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Another round of bullets hit my feet. They find a way, 'cause today I won't let that stand in me. We are glory to the barricade. Reaching for the sun. Yeah, that's what we become. Won't let them bring me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us. For we're glorious. When the sharpest words wanna come me down, the sand of love gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apology. This is me. When I come down, I'm gonna send a flood and a drum tonight. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. Look out, 'cause here I come. Marching, marching, marching on. This is me.
Congratulations, Dr. Patrick Awuah.
Congratulations, Dr. Awuah, for winning the Sunhak Peace Prize.
Big congratulations to you.
You ready?
Wanjira, congratulations. Just that.
Wanjira, congratulations!
Wanjira, congratulations!
Congratulations!
Wanjira,
congratulations!
My dear brother Hugh, please accept my congratulations on receiving the Sunhak Peace Prize.
Darling Hugh, I'm so proud of you. What an amazing achievement. Peace and love.
Congratulations, brother. I'm really excited
on you winning this important award. Well done. Love you.
Congratulations, Hugh, and thank you for all the work you do.
Congratulations, you.
Congrats, Hugh.
Hugh, congratulations.
Wow,
Congratulations,
Hugh Evans.
Congratulations.
All of us to you, Your Excellency, we say,
Congratulations!
How happy we are.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house on a hill, every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I've compiled, each one there, see you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, I may be wrong, but I wanna bring you along to the world I see, to the world I close my eyes to see, I close my eyes to see. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
Think about generations and they say, we want to make it a better place for our children, and we think we can make it a better place.
If you want to know why, there's a love that cannot die. Love is strong, it only cares for joyful giving.
If we try, we shall see. In this place we cannot be. No dread, stop existing as the living.
Then it feels lost enough for us growing. Make a better world, make a better world. Heal the world,
Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me.
And the dream we once conceived in will redeem a joyful face. And the one we once believed in will shine again in grace.
Then why do we keep saying life is earth to dying soul? Happily, be God knows.
We can fly so high, let our spirits never die. In my heart, I feel that you are all my brothers. Create a world with no fear. Together we'll cry happy tears. See the nations turn their swords into plowshares.
We could really get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space to make a better world.
Heal the world,
Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me.
Heal the world,
Make it a better place for you and a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. You and for better place. You and for better place. You and for better place. You and for heal the world we live in. Save it for our children. Heal the world we live in. Save it for our children. Heal the world we live in. Save it for our children. Heal the world we live in. Save it for our children.